realized that I shouldn't just like hold back. I should have just like let the music just flow out of me, and just not really put off like what I want to write. Just write it, you know, because if you write and like try to make it perfect, then it's never. I just like wrote all the way through. Like I didn't stop. I just write, play, and when I had like a rough draft, then I started trying to perfect it, you know. They're nothing but something that's not as started up. Is it going?
What's your life story?
It's going now, right?
Yeah.
Right. Life story. Well, first, start with my name. I'm Stephen Christopher Barrientos Jr. And life story. That's a big question. Huge thing to go on about, but I was born in Anchorage, Alaska, on Fort something in Alaska. I don't know that much about Alaska. Just I was born there. Our goal was to live with my grandma, and she lived in Grandview, and that's where the story begins. I mean, in the very beginning, I never really thought about music. I mean, what really triggered me into like thinking about music was actually when my mom told me about my uncle being in a band. Like it really excited me. I'm like, whoa, he's in those cool bands. You know, like we can actually do that. You know, it just opened up the possibility to me. Like, you know, I wasn't only thinking about being like an astronaut or a firefighter. You know, you look up to your big uncles and like, you know, people in your family, and if you hear that your uncle is in a rock band, that's pretty cool, and like you want to be like just like him. You know. In elementary school, I actually, when I was a fifth grader, that's when I got into it completely. But that's when I think that Christmas, my fifth grade year, my grandma and my uncle they gave me an electric guitar with like an amp and everything, and then like there was a talent show going on like at the end of the school year. So I practiced that thing like crazy. Like once I heard about it, I'm like, wait, I have a guitar and I have an amp, dude. I can do something. But then my mom was like, dude, like, what are you gonna do? what are you gonna play? You don't know anything. And I'm like, I'll make up my own song, right? And I tried to make up my own. I was actually spamming like the guitar like right in that basement over there like, for the first time. I was just spamming it with my guitar shirt on, and what was it? I think around that time is when my uncle actually like moved in with us for a bit, and there he got into it once he heard that I wanted to do it for a talent show. Like he was happy that I was actually getting into the guitar and everything that he got me, and he helped me out. Like the songs he taught me was Smoke on the Water, like just the intros of them, Smoke on the Water, Iron Man, and Sunshine of Your Love. Those are the first like little things I learned. So he showed me those three, and then his plan was to like do like a song compilation kind of. So like first I'll play like the intro to Smoke on Water, and then I play whatchamacallit, Iron Man into Sunshine of Your Love, and I practiced that all the time. Like my fingers, you know, I was like I bursted my cherry when it came to playing guitar. Your fingers just get cashed like hell, and I kept going. I didn't care, and like the guitar at the time it felt pretty heavy. Like I was a fifth grader, so I was like, ugh. It was a Fender. I think it was a Fender Squire. Yeah, after I played that talent show, like when I went up on stage, but before I went up on stage, like I remember my uncle was back there, like in the music room, and he was like, you know, he was like running it through me, like, okay, like you can do this, do that, and then he was trying to tune my guitar perfectly, and he adjusted the amp just right and everything, and then when I was about to go up on stage, like one of the teachers was like, hey, did you tune your guitar? Let me help you with that. I'm like, no, my uncle tuned it. So I trust him, you know, get away. I don't care if you're in a band. And I went up there, and I started like I saw the whole audience stuff, and yeah, the talent show playing, like seeing that crowd and like having that like, you know, those butterflies, you know, was crazy. And then I remember like I played through all of them. I a few times, but I kept playing through, and at the end when she was like, oh, you know, you couldn't, like give an applause for Steven Barrientos. And they started clapping. I went on my knees and started like playing like the highest note I could, and like they loved it, dude. What got me more into it was that year, I even but before I got the guitar, my mom took me to like her favorite band concert up in Seattle, and I actually met like the drummer and everything, and he told me, he's like, kid, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do what you want, because people told us that like that we couldn't have been this band, and we couldn't like go out there and like, be playing like this, and now look at this. Like he said, people are always gonna tell you. So if you want, whatever you want to do, just do it. And like seeing them on stage and everything, and performing again, it really got me inspired. So after that, middle school came up, and I think around halfway through, or my mom was volunteering there, and she met this kid called Antonio, right? And he played guitar too. Wow! I was like, well, who the is this going? I'm the guy that plays guitar, And so she was talking to him about, oh yeah, my son plays guitar too. He's like, wow, that's awesome. I'm trying to start a band. So I eventually met up with Antonio.
Was in band and guitar class, and I would always be inspired by watching her perform during the high school basketball games, and the band was super loud, so I used to vibe off them and thought, why don't I do it myself? My first guitar was the ESP Viper 50. It was like $200, super cheap guitar, super heavy, and it was a really metal-y guitar at the time, and it was very heavy for the music I was trying to play at the time. So usually practice, we'll just come in, run through the songs that we know, and then after that we'll probably jam or something, try out new things so we can keep it fresh, because if you play the old songs over and over again, it gets boring. I performed all over Washington, from like Seattle, Bellevue, Yakima, Spokane. I've been to Boston. I've played on the Berklee College of Music at their main stage. So yeah, all around. At first we wanted to do a lot of, hardcore stuff like Nirvana and, Green Day, then, classics like Jimi Hendrix. That's what we started with, me and Christian, the original drummer. And then after that we kind of evolved into more chill music like Portugal the Man and Young the Giant, and a bunch of other bands. We've really adapted our sound since we started covering these more relaxed songs. At the moment, without Steven and Christian, it's kind of up in the air. I really do love all the songs that we've been making, and I plan to play these jams for the rest of my life, because they really have homed into our hearts. Me and Nico have that chemistry. We've been playing together for almost 3 years. So we have that chemistry. It's keeping us together, keeping the band going. So I'm really looking forward to the future. So without Steven and Christian, we need to find new members. So we've been playing with some other band members and just jamming out with different people, seeing what they have to contribute to the songs that we've written. I really look forward to seeing what else we have in store for you, because the future is going to be bright for this band, and I really look forward to seeing you all at our shows. If you can come out to any of our shows, that'd be awesome, because we are working our asses off to get this music out there. I really hope everyone can really show up and enjoy what we're making, because it's really a lot of fun, and I think it's well worth your time.
I remember, he invited me to this little practice, like, it was like after school, and it was gonna be like in the band room, and like, cause they had these little rooms you can go into to practice, and like that's where we're gonna practice. And I brought my guitar and I brought my amp, and everyone at school thought it was cool because I was carrying this thing around. And finally after middle school, school goes out, and I go in the room, and there's him and Christian and 2 other guys, and I don't remember the two other guys, but we were in there trying to practice, and it was really haggard. Like we didn't know what the hell to do. But I remember like after that, they were like, yeah, dude, this sucks. So let's go somewhere else. And I was like, hey, we can probably practice at my house, and that's where we went. And they brought a drum set. It was actually in this room. This is where we had our very first practice. Like the drum set was like over here, and I plugged my guitar in here, and I think it was only like me, Antonio, Christian, and some other guitarists, and we were just fucking around. We were just talking, really, just a bit, like talking about how cool it would be to like have this band.
I'm 21 years old. I've been playing music for about 8 years now. I've been drumming that whole time. Started out with just a couple of buddies in a tiny room at school and played kind of every day. This was kind of fun. Give us something to do after school. I wanted to get a little bit better and get a little bit more practice time in, so I joined the church band. So started drumming in there and got a lot of practice time in there. My mother used to clean the church every Saturday, and that means empty church, free drum set. So I spent hours and hours just practicing and trying new fills and trying to do covers just so I can get started. Playing in middle school band, it was 7th or 8th grade. I was tossed around instrument to instrument, but for some weird reason, as a form of punishment, I was sent to percussion section because that's where all the messed up kids went to that didn't really follow directions. But I excelled there, and like I said, it was kind of pushed on me, but it kind of resonated a lot because I kind of felt like I was really hyperactive, and playing the drums was like a really good way to just put out all my body motions into play. Like I moved in ways that I thought were kind of impractical to me at first, but I kind of saw what the true meaning of my movements were, and it kind of felt natural to play drums. It was a really good thing for me. So it was kind of just like love at first sight when it came down to drums, and it just stuck with me. I honestly gotta say, no matter how bad of a teacher Miss French was, I am kind of eternally grateful for putting me in a situation where I got to meet the love of my life, which is drumming and music. It started out with just me and another friend just practicing some Metallica songs and Megadeth songs in the band room, and we would play with whatever equipment we could find. We kind of scratched together like a sloppy drum set and a busted pair of drumsticks that I remember still getting splinters on my fingers just holding those things. But it was just too fun to just stop because of splinters. And then it came down to listening to Antonio play when we were in the band room. He was really shy at first, very reluctant to actually join us, but I think his love for music and just playing kind of overshadowed his shyness, and he kind of came out of the shell, and this small little duo started. We moved from place to place at first until we could find a solid place to practice. During our first couple years as Broken Solstice, we got like two awards, 2 first place trophies, and a lot of fun, a lot of prize money, and a lot of notoriety at the time. But we took about a year-long hiatus, and the band kind of died down, and since we were trying to figure out where we wanted to go musically, it kind of took a sour turn. Kind of some bridges were burned, but we're working on fixing that, and we kind of moved on from that. And we met a couple of good friends along the way. We met Aaron Cortez, really good guitar player. He's got a lot of heart. He's really focused when he wants to come up with a really good song. So that was kind of how that ended up showing up at a concert of theirs, and just listening to them play, I was just blown away by this guitarist and how good he was, and I've like never heard of him, and it was really fun just getting to know the new guys, getting to know Nico, getting to know Aaron, and that was like a really good start into Prism, Red Winter kind of thing. And then now it's kind of evolved into like a pretty big deal where it's now really serious with Lucas Saves the World, with writing and just this bond that we kind of formed along the way.
Okay. Are you ready for this? Is that a yes?
Yeah.
How did your love of music start?
My love of music started when I was a young lad, growing up in the Yakima Valley, and I had loved music for so much, for so long, and I had grown up with musicians living inside the house, like it ran in the blood. My uncle, he's a musician. He's a studio. He records his own music and he sells like his music for other companies. This is actually a true story. He's a home musician, so he stays at home and he writes his own music, and he sends it off and people buy it off him. And when I found that out, I was like, man, music's pretty cool. I was like, shit, I want to do that. I like music.
So why the bass guitar?
Bass guitar, dude, it's all about that bass, Bass is pretty cool. Like, you can get those pops, the snaps, and oh man, that tone of that bass can just like they say it carries the band, and like in essence it kind of does, with the rhythm section and everything. And it's pretty cool when it does, when you can hear like a really good bassist or something really carry like the groove, like they get the heads bobbing or they get the crowd jumping and shit. That's what I live for, dude. Oh shit, dude, being in a band was pretty sick. I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna play shows in the Yakima Valley, Bang County, all the counties after counties, King County. I want to play in Seattle. I want to play one show in Seattle. That would be pretty rad. TBH. Major influence. I think he goes by the name of Tony Castillo. He like ever since I first joined like the high school band, he was always like an inspiration. The first time like I saw him pick up a guitar, what he played? Daft Punk Around the World. I was like, holy, and this guy can tear it up. Even if it's a cover of a song, I'm like, this guy's cool. Like he can play guitar like mad skills. And I was like, cool. So I was like, I want to play in a band with this guy. Because, I love music, and if he knows how to play, teach me his ways so I can play like that too, And, being in a band with him, it's just like, kind of like, we're like yin yang, we just like intertwine together. Like, we got that chemistry. Most memorable performance? I don't know, like, I have like a few, but like, as many, like, I think the Extra Mile Student Center kind of proved to be the most rewarding, and at the same time kind of like the most realistic part of like playing live. It was an actual legit stage. It had like the lights, it had, minus the people, but like it had like I had like the instruments and had all the shit. We're all up there, we're having a good time, like we're vibing off each other. That's what it should be about, we're all vibing. Really good experience. I don't know, like music in general, it's like I don't know how you say it, it's like a meal, like you share with everyone, and like it can touch on all like aspects of like someone's life, you know, because music's interpretive, you know. Someone can listen to music and be like, oh, I don't like this song, but I like that song. Well, you still like music, you know. It's still a part of you. And what I really like about this band is like this band can really touch on all those aspects, you know. We can have some really hard shit, or we can have some really softcore, or some really, you know, we can touch on the math rock. We can touch on, you know, some prog. We can touch on all those kind of aspects when it comes to music. And that's what I really like about this band. It's just like we're not just straightforward. We're not just some cover band, or we're not just some band that sticks to deathcore or something. It's just like we can go those routes if we want to do, but you know, in the end, we kind of just do what we like doing the most, you know, just writing music together. Because it's like friends, but with music. And those are my final thoughts.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. What do you do for Lucas Saves the World?
So for the moment, I'm kind of just a backup guitarist, as you can see. For the moment, I mean, it'd be cool to be a permanent, you know, player of the band, but I don't know, my skills are just kind of lacking right now. But I mean, if I stick with it, I think I can be there.
How'd you get into guitar?
Well, Antonio's been playing guitar for, you know, as long as I can remember, you know, since we were kids, and you know, that kind of got me into the spirit. But then I never really pursued it until high school, where I took a beginning guitar class, and you know, that kind of led me on the path.
How'd you start playing for Lucas Saves the World?
Well, Antonio's my cousin, so I mean, it wasn't that hard to get the connection, like just the family benefits. But I mean, yeah, just he invited me to come over and listen to them play, and I don't know, he taught me a few of their songs, so that really helped, you know, get me in, I guess.
So how's it going for you so far?
Pretty good, I'd say. I mean, I can get the songs, you know, decently down. I just need timings and stuff, but everything's pretty good so far.
What's your goal for playing for Lucas Saves the World?
Just to, you know, play as best I can. I mean, maybe play a show or two. That'd be cool. Like, I don't know, just contribute as best I can, you know.
Are there any final thoughts you'd like to add?
Vape life.
Okay.
So basically, like our number one priority is making sure like we got all the cables organized and everything. Like we have a junky bag for now, but you know it's better than anything because we've lost cables a couple of times and that was terrible. And, yeah.
Easily so. So, Micah, I'm glad that you're recording this because this is a lot of hard work, tearing down, setting up, tearing down again. It is a thing that we do, that we take very seriously.
It's freaking shit sometimes. It takes forever.
Yeah. And right now since we're on a deadline, laters.
Yeah, we gotta make sure like you're prepped because they like. You know, we don't have a team of like people to like help us set up and like break down really. It's mostly just us, you know. So it takes freaking forever sometimes, especially like setting up on stage, you know. So I hate rushing because then like some of us like might not be ready. Like last week, we started without Christian being ready and that was terrible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So setup is a big thing because it can lead to problems. All right, so we're going over to like the Eagle Lounge. You know, we're playing for Antonio's mom, like Safeway, and I heard there is gonna be a stage, but you know, we're gonna be on there. Like we're all really excited. Oh, this is my girlfriend Yadi right here.
Hi guys.
And you know, we're almost there. We're gonna go over this bridge, and we'll be right there. And yeah.
Outside of Burns, we're going to be playing in a bit at the Eagles. This is going to be like the first show that we played in Foster.
First process show.
First process show, so come.
They also do open mics at Burns, which we will do eventually. We just haven't gotten to it.
That's really cool.
Pretty excited. Come on, follow us. See the history of.
The sound from the wind.
Oh my God, it's cold. It's cold. It's raining.
I know.
And we're doing this, I think, for a little bit of money.
Hey, someone should watch the car because I don't want someone breaking the hula. One thing I'm afraid to say, like derogatory. I don't want to say the N-word. Or imposter.
Where the Anglo demographic is very strong.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enough motivation.
Basically, figure out where the drums go, because like that's like the core. We're just gonna like work around it, so we're gonna start doing that right now.
Where are we gonna put this?
Here, somewhere. We'll figure it out. Let's figure it
I don't know. Setup struggle. Yeah, setup struggle.
Did you plug your temperature, Nico? No. Okay, well, bring as far as you can, because like I need it for like a speaker. They might get different. Oh no, I mean,
Came back out.
My
But good at backing out.
A little bit. We're about to hit the scar. Hell yeah. Let's go. So how do you think the show went?
Huh?
How do you think the show went?
I think the show went really well. I liked the turnout. I liked some of the energy a lot of people like showed, but I felt like, you know, as much as like we played, I think there was like certain individuals in the crowd that like wanted that extra oomph. And you know, we left it out intentionally. But yeah, you know, here in the valley, it's like usually black and white, you know, corridos or you know, something like that. And don't get me like, no disrespect, like that music's fucking good. But I mean, for what we're doing at the time, you know, it's like we gotta keep like sticking to what we want to write and, you know, not what people want to hear. Because you can dish out a Nirvana song in like 2 practices, no problem. Anyone can do that. But if like we want to challenge ourselves and like write something we want to call our own, and which we have, you know, Sunny Sadness and Phase Out are just clear examples of this is what we want to hear, so this is what we're gonna play. You know, we're not in it for like the fame or whatever. I just do it because this is what I like doing, you know. And just thinking with that mentality, I just go with the flow.